If you've been feeling more emotional this week, you got more fireworks today. We're going to be talking about not just the greater influences in your life this week, but also how to handle them. Welcome to your daily Co-Mind Report and happy 4th of July. I'm Chris McCleary of the National Dream Center. And with the Co-Mind Reports, we're looking for the greatest influences that might be influencing us on each given day. But we're also investigating exactly how to navigate those influences to accelerate positivity in our life. All right, so let's get started. We were talking yesterday about the Grand Water Trine. A lot of that hasn't changed a whole lot. We're still a lot in the emotional waters of astrology. So what we're looking at is this Moon and Neptune in Pisces, Sun in Cancer, Jupiter in Scorpio. So that's still that same Grand Water Trine with a lot of emotions. But on top of that, we have Moon quincunx Venus. So now we kind of have an out, if you will. We're looking at feeling and remembering all these emotions from the past, and that could feel like garbage. It could feel like, oh, come on, this is just getting old. And with the Moon quincunx Venus, we might have a tendency to be wanting to escape from those emotions by seeking affection and love, which affection and love is not necessarily a bad thing, but if it's an escape from these emotions, that can become problematic. I have a couple suggestions, and first of those suggestions is actually in the astrology, and it's right here with Chiron. And depending on where you are in the world, Chiron might be slowing down, or it might be in a full retrograde. And in the Chiron retrograde, Chiron's more helping other people. Now it's in retrograde. We're going to be helping ourselves. It's a self-healing type of arrangement, which is absolutely perfect. It's kind of our better out, if you will, with all this energy. And I'll have another behavioral cognitive solution for you here in a second after we cover the DreamBot today. So here's the DreamBot. These are the collective dreams. Messenger is surging the highest. Who is the messenger? And by gosh, I think it might be Chiron. Chiron might be the angel, the messenger, telling us what we need to heal, but not just telling us what we need to heal, automatically healing us in this astrological alignment. Now look at all these red arrows. This is kind of the theme today, which is pointing to a lot of laundry from the past. That's going to come out in emotions. That's going to come out in these fireworks today. The inner demons. You're filled with it in the head. Garbage, baggage, thoughts. It's all in the mind, okay? It's all in the mind. And because the thoughts are there, it's causing the emotions themselves. So in one way, we can actually heal ourselves by becoming more present, because if we're more present in our experience, you're going to have less memories or less thoughts from the past. And if you've got less thoughts from the past, you're going to have less emotions. So part of the solution is to become more present. And you can become more present by opening up your 5 senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do things feel like? What do you smell? What do you taste? If you do these, you can be more present. But keep in mind, this in our culture, we've been brought up to close down this, and the mind just goes wild when we're not aware. So become more aware of your surroundings will naturally bring down your thoughts and naturally bring down your anxiety and the inner fireworks. Now, with all this water, I wouldn't be surprised if you still have a lot of emotions. And most of your emotions are simply regurgitation of the past. If you had someone steal something or did some harm to you of maybe a different ethnicity, in the past, in your early life, you might have a tendency to generalize to other people in that same ethnicity, and that can be very problematic. So we're bringing in judgments from the past based on these emotions. So the first deal is to become aware of those emotions, and then in ACT therapy, acceptance and commitment therapy, we're looking for what's called diffusion. We're going to diffuse. In other words, we're not going to ignore these emotions, but we're going to realize that we aren't part of those emotions anymore. In other words, we aren't that emotion. We aren't those thoughts, the real us. It might feel, if we're unconscious, it might feel like we've lost our identity in those emotions or in those thoughts, but that's not the case. In reality, we are here in the physical reality, and the thought is in the past. So when we get fused with it, that's when it becomes problematic, and that's when the emotions start flying. But if we can defuse and see that we are something different than those thoughts, that's called diffusion, and it gives us just a little bit of a distance from that. It reduces the emotions that you feel, but more importantly, it allows you to become more aware, more accepting of those, and with Chiron in retrograde, very healing. So, in summary, don't resist the emotions today. Emotions are your connection not just to the past, but also to creativity and inspiration and the spiritual side. So if you get rid of emotions in general, you might get rid of emotions by distracting yourself, especially with Quincunx Venus, and you might be escaping with trying to get affection and trying to get love and attention. But try to resist that. Work through yourself today with the Chiron, and all you have to do for healing in this case is just to relax and become aware. And Chiron apparently will do the rest. Have a wonderful holiday, everyone. I wish you a great 4th of July. If you're really liking the content of these videos, wait till you see the picture summaries of our Co-Mind reports. We're pushing these out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and you can find us there, National Dream Center, all one word, on pretty much all those platforms. And then they'll drive you over to the YouTube channel or the ProjectComind.com website for the videos. Now for the videos, make sure you give me a thumbs up. That really helps me, but also subscribe. But keep in mind that when you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you're not going to get the notifications for the updated versions. So you got to click that little bell that's in the corner beside the word subscribe. So if you want notifications, click the bell and subscribe, and we'll get you all squared away with these daily Co-Mind reports. We're the National Dream Center, healing the collective psyche, one mind at a time.